What's up, YouTube? Hello, all you fishing fanatics and tackle porters out there. Thanks for checking out the video. This is APFA, and my name is Andrew, and I'll be your host today. Today, I wanted to go through what's in my tackle box. Now, on this channel, you will see me do some bass fishing, some muskie fishing, some unboxings, and tackle review. And today, I wanted to do a video on what's in my tackle box that I have set up for bass fishing right now. Let's get into the tackle box. Hold on 1 second. Oh. Here it is, my tackle box in all its glory. I know it's ginormous, and there's a reason behind that. And I'll get into that in a second. The reason why I picked such a large tackle box is my boat has no storage on it. It's just a 14-foot aluminum boat. My buddies, they just have standard aluminum boats too, no storage on there. So I like to take a lot of tackle with me. This thing isn't full completely. The thing will hold 10 of these. 10 of them. Do I keep it fully stocked? No, I don't keep 10 boxes in there. It's just too heavy for that. If I could, I would, trust me. But I generally keep about 4 or 5 boxes in there. Well, we'll go through that in a minute. I bought such a large tackle box just for the fact that when I go to visit new lakes, I like to take a large variety of baits with me to cover whatever I may run into. Different depths, different structure, stuff like that. The first thing I want to get into is my spinnerbaits, which I have a variety of. I don't go crazy on spinnerbaits. I just buy the cheap ones, the $2 ones, $2.50 one. You know, everybody knows what they are. Everybody's got them. Blades don't really matter to me at all. A single, a double, a Colorado and Willow. Double Colorado, doesn't matter. I have a variety of colors. Chartreuse, orange, chartreuse whites. More white with chartreuse to mimic a shad. I also throw a couple of different buzz baits, as you can see. Black and chartreuse. Just a plain black one. No big deal there. A couple of different more colors of spinnerbaits. Just like a white and yellow. Kind of like a fire tiger skirt one here. Chartreuse green and orange. And you can see on here, Willow, Colorado. Doesn't really make a difference to me on the blades. They all thump. They all produce vibration. The fish like them. It's one of my go-to baits. The second thing I'd like to get into is my frogs. The fish I primarily catch are bass. I do a lot of bass fishing, and the lake I go to, a scum frog like this works well. Get the top view there. Scum frog popper, and then what I ran into that I really like now are these scum frog chuggers. They're a trophy series. They're weighted more. These are real light. No weights. They fill up with water. These do not fill up with water at all. There's a weight on the back. These are a ½ ounce. And you can see by that mouth there, they don't fill up with water. I fish these exclusively. These are my go-to frogs now. I fish these a lot. Never had one fill up with water. Cast after cast. You know, I checked them in the beginning. They don't fill up with water. This is like a green with red flake in it. And the other color that's real good is the chartreuse. Right here. Same style, big popper mouth on it. It has a good walk the dog action, and with that mouth you get a lot of pop and a lot of water disturbance with that, as opposed to like your standard frog like this, no popper mouth or anything like that. I mean, you get some action out of it, but if you fish a frog with a popper mouth, you'll see the comparison. Another thing I like about these is you can see how much shorter these legs are. You get fish that come up and short hit it with a shorter skirt or leg, whatever you want to call it. You got a better hookup ratio, that bass eating this, than you do with these longer legs. I mean, they'll come up short and just grab the legs and pull it under. You set the hook, nothing there. If it comes up short here, it's got to take like this much in. I just love these so much better. If you guys haven't seen these, check these out. Tackle Warehouse. They're pretty cheap, like $3.50 a piece. You can't beat them. It's my favorite frog now. Another thing I have in here are just some jigs, like a football jig. You want to keep them natural. I like natural colors. This is a brown, weedless there. Trim those if you want. Better hookup ratio. This is kind of like a bluegill pattern one here. Just a couple of those. Then also black and blue, which is another good color to have in your arsenal. A couple other things I have in here. I got some plain. I got this one rigged with a sweet beaver on there. A swim jig. Set up weedless. I trim these. These were kind of thick. I like to trim these for a better hookup ratio. And that's about it in here. And what I like to keep these in is just a small Tupperware sandwich container type thing made for sandwiches. I don't have to separate any of these. They don't get hooked together like crankbaits. It's not like plastic lures where that's my spinnerbait one, where the colors will bleed together or anything like that. So that's what I keep my spinnerbaits and my frogs in. Next thing I'd like to get into is the box I am currently trying to fill right now. And I like to keep my boxes versatile with not just crankbaits, not just worms, not just, this and that. I like a mixture of things in there so I can run into any scenario and be fine with. In this one right here, I filled up with some chatterbaits. I got black and blue, white and chartreuse, ½ ounce. These are the original chatterbaits. Got a couple of crankbaits in here. These are Strike King KVD 2.5s. That's a bluegill pattern. You're going to have white and chartreuse. Chartreuse black back. And this is some kind of shad pattern. I don't really remember what the color is. These are all square bills. I love fishing square bills. They bounce off cover real well. Spook Junior in there with one rattle. I guess you're supposed to change the hooks out on these. I haven't found any problems with these yet, so we'll see what happens with those. Old school jitterbug. I don't know if you guys have any of these or fished any of these before. Old school jitterbug. Good wobble, action, surface lure. And then I have an Excite square bill I got from a mystery tackle box a couple months ago. If you guys are subscribed to them, you've probably seen it on YouTube, or if you have a subscription to actually mystery tackle box, you probably got that. And like I said, I'm working on this box right now, so that's all I have. I still have some dividers in there. No big deal. What I have loose laying in here right now are a lot of swim baits. And what I like to rig on the back of my chatterbaits or swim baits, I have a couple of packs just dedicated for the back of swim baits. These are Kickerfish Tail Slappers. These are 4.8 inch. I got it in the bluegill color and sprayed grass. And then what I love throwing on a swim bait hook, a 3/0, 4/0, quarter ounce, half ounce, somewhere in there, are these Jackall rhythm waves. If you guys don't know about these rhythm waves, go check out Lake Fork Guy's review on them on his channel, Lake Fork Guy. Unbelievable action. I went ahead and got the 4.8. I have it in a prism shad, bluegill, and green pumpkin. Awesome action with just a straight retrieve. You get a good wobble at the head and the tail on there. Like I said, go check out Lake Fork Guy's review on them. Awesome, awesome stuff. Next box I got here is just another all-around box. We'll go through this real quick. These are crazy worms that float. These are actually floating popper worms. I think I got these from Bass Pro Shop. I got a black and like a yellow watermelon color, and then just a watermelon color. So they come pre-rigged already. The hook's kind of small. You might want to change out the hooks, but I don't even know if these are available anymore. But these are an awesome top lure bait. You get the swinging action of the tail with the popper bait. It's pretty good. Next thing I got in here is some random crankbaits. All your crankbaits, I'm sure, look like this. Unless you have one box dedicated to all crankbaits, you might calm it down a little bit. Like I said, I like to throw a lot of square bills. These are all shallow. The lakes I fish are very weedy. So I only have them diving to a couple feet, 2 or 3 feet. 5 feet is the deepest I like to go before you get hung up in all the grass. Just some random ones there. I couldn't even tell you half the crankbaits I have. I have so many. But these are kind of unique. These are crankbaits that I picked up from Bass Pro Shop. And I got this crazy like worm tail built in. So when it's swinging through the water like that, that worm tail is just going back and forth. I got it in like a shad color and a fire tiger. Just some random flukes in here. No big deal there. Some top water. Got another old school jitterbug. I really like the jitterbugs. One little jerkbait in there with like one rattle. Super sticky hooks. More square bills in here. That's like a craw color. This crazy thing I got in my hands, I don't even know what that is anymore. You know, some smaller, Rapala stuff. Got a couple of top waters in here. Nice hula popper, black and white tail. Rapala top water there. And I can't quite remember. This is a Storm, I believe it is. Stick bait, walk the dog action on that. And then when the bass don't want something really big or anything like that, they're being finicky, I got these little wooden poppers. These things are awesome. Very effective. They got small hooks on them, but they still hook up pretty well. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's a little rattle in there. That'll do it for that box. Next box I got in here is just worms. The worms I love throwing the best are power worms, Berkley power worms. I got a variety of colors in here. This is like an orange pink, like a sherbet color one. My absolute favorite color to throw though is the black and chartreuse. This one's got a little red flake in the black there. Another variation of it, black and chartreuse there. I stuck with some natural colors in here. Unlike this red, this is a red with a gold flake. Nothing fancy. Got some power craws in here, like I said before. I like to throw these on the back of jigs. It's a brown with a gold flake in it, almost like a watermelon almost. Green pumpkin with some flake in it. And you got this crazy color. This is almost like mimic a bluegill or something. I'm not really sure. Crazy color there. I got some smaller craws on here. Same thing, like a brownish color. That's a Berkley power craw. And that will do it for this box. I mean, I got some bullet weights in there and some different kind of jig heads. These floating kind of jig heads. Not floating, flat jig heads. You know, it's almost like a shaky head, but on the way down, the way that the head's shaped, they wobble on the way down. Pretty effective. I like those too. Next thing I got here is now we're going to start talking soft plastics. I love throwing soft plastics. I Texas rig everything. And what I found over the years is I rather bag than box the soft plastics. I'm going to show you why here in a second. Now in this bag here, this is my Senko bag. And in this bag, I have a lot of Senkos in here. Now, what I like to throw right now is a Yum Dinger. I found them on sale, cheap. I think they were like $2.50 a bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 bags of Yum Dingers there. Basically about a 5-inch size. I bought 1 bag of larger ones. That's a watermelon seed. And I like to throw watermelon red flake. And I have the green pumpkin with a chartreuse tail, baby bass, and then we got watermelon seed there. And then I picked up these Cabela's. These are an O-ring stick, and I'll pull one out and show you guys. And these are basically set up for a wacky rig. I don't know if you guys can see that in there, but there's like a molded in O-ring to wacky rig it. And all that does is keeps the worm on your hook longer, so it's not tearing through the actual worm, but that O-ring's holding it on. And then I got a pack of Senkos here. These are 5-inch cream white. I like to use these when the fish are still on their beds. It's easy to see in the water. Bright color like that. And then I have, I got in a mystery tackle box these Savage Gear Armor Tube Worms. And these are 5.5-inch in a baby bass color. I'm really starting to get into the Savage Gear stuff. If you guys haven't seen their video on the suicide duck, check that out. Like I said, I do musky fishing also, and it's an awesome top water lure that pike and muskie love. Now the reason why I like the bag is because if I threw all these in a box, that's another box I'd have to take with me. So then if you guys remember, I already have a box of worms in there, so I'd be up at the 2 boxes of plastics already. Next bag I'd like to get into is my beaver baits. I like to throw basically one kind of beaver style baits. Right there, Reaction Innovations Sweet Beaver. This is the 4.20 series. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 bags of those in various colors. You can throw them on the back of a jig. You can fish it on like that swim jig like you guys showed you earlier. You can Texas rig them, very versatile. I like the size, I like the action. In my opinion, it's one of the best beaver baits out there. I have some B&M hula bugs. Show you guys a hula bug real quick. I have it in green pumpkin June bug, and I have this natural craw color. It's basically your standard beaver bait type bait, but it's got this skirt at the bottom here. You know, this is the natural craw one right there. These are also good for the same applications. Back of a jig, you know, a plain swim jig like that, Texas rig it like that, and just drag it through the stuff. Very effective there. The colors I have on the beaver baits: Oxblood, Infection, Magic Cross Swirl, that's a good color. Mossy Mud, another good color. Main Vein, Dirty Sanchez, that's kind of like the sprayed grass. Penetration, black and blue color. And Black Light, which is a black with a purple flake in it. I like to keep those baits pretty much natural as I can get. Best colors you can buy. The watermelons. Anything darker seems to work well for me. I did go a little crazy, you know, with the June bug. But that's about as crazy as I want to go with those. And like I said, this is why I bag. They're all in one Ziploc bag, all together. I know what's in this bag. And I know what lures are in there. Now, what I learned over a period of time is you want to stick primarily with 1 or 2 different companies for soft plastics. The reason being is you know how to fish them. You know how they react in the water. You know the colors. You go with 3, 4, 5 different companies. The colors are different. The style of bait's different. And they all react different. But if you stick with a couple different companies, you know what color it is. You know how to fish it. You know the action of it. And it makes you spend less time in the boat going through there. Do I want to throw this beaver, or this beaver? You know, if you have 1 or 2 different styles in the boat, it's just pick your color and throw it. So that's what I like to do. You guys will kind of see a pattern, you know, coming around in my tackle selection with my soft plastics like that. Next bag we're going to do is my creature bait bag. And in here, my favorite creature bait to throw is a brush hog by Zoom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bags of those. The watermelon magic, watermelon slice, blackberry is black with purple flake in it, green pumpkin, watermelon. those are the colors I like to throw. I usually like to Texas rig these, or what I'll do is kind of like mock up like a Mojo rig or a Carolina rig, you know, peg the weight up a little bit so you get the bait in the water more. If you guys don't know what a brush hog looks like, that's a brush hog. Kind of like a tube bait with a couple arms there, paddle tail, splits, curly tail at the end. Very effective baits. You can punch them. You can almost do anything with them. Trailer of a chatterbaits, you know, you could throw them even on the back of a spinnerbait if you wanted to. And what also I have in here is the Gambler Baby Bacon Rind. Some of these baits are older. I don't even know if these are available anymore. The color is watermelon. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's almost similar to the brush hog, except it's got these fins on here to make it glide a little bit more. Paddle tail and a single curly tail there. This is a 4-inch. I don't throw it a lot because I don't want to waste them all, lose them all. But I like them, very good. And the craziest thing I got in here that I haven't seen in a long time that I'm kind of holding on to and hesitating to throw, but I should throw more of, is Strike King Wild Fang. Now, like I said, some of these baits are older, and I have 3 bags of these wild things. Watermelon seed, red shad, and pumpkin chartreuse. These baits are crazy. I don't know if you guys heard of these or not, seen these before or not, but here it is. It's a tube style bait. This is all hollow heel. It's got a solid head. It's got arms here, these little paddles here, and like a tube, you know, tube skirt, you know, crazy baits. So you can essentially, you know, Texas rig these, which I do. I don't throw these a lot because I don't want to lose them all because I can't find them. But they're real easy to Texas rig with this solid head. You know, you tear through them because, like I said, this is like a tube jig. I mean, a tube bait with the hollow body there. It's like 1 or 2 fish bait, but very good. Like I said, I hesitate to throw these because I don't want to lose them all. And like I said, I bag them because that would be another box of lures. I don't like mixing colors. They bleed. So I'd have to individually pack all these into different compartments. And it's just a waste of space, in my opinion, to box all these. Now I have more tackle down in the basement. A couple more boxes of worms, but that was earlier, before I figured out I actually wanted to bag all these. And it's just a waste of room, in my opinion, there. If you bag them, it's more efficient, more room. You know, it's easier to change out what colors you want to bring, what style you want to bring. You know, 2 bags of this, 3 bags of that, of different style baits. Next bag I want to get into, we did that one. It's kind of like my miscellaneous bag. And in here, I just have some random stuff. Got some different ribbon tails in here, some jig trailers. I have these pre-rigged 4-inch swim baits from Cabela's. You know, a chartreuse right here, a pearl black red tail, pre-rigged, same wobbling action as a swim bait. It's got the paddle tail, so that bumps away. I have some Mann's FLW Sherman worms here. That's like a Tequila Sunrise, just like a 7-inch ribbon tail, black and red. Some big paddle tails I got in a mystery tackle box. These are from Bass Munitions, and it's like a watermelon color. I got my jig trailers here. Salty Pro Chunk by Zoom. Big White Baits. I'll show you guys these in a minute. This is just like a little, like 3-inch natural craw color there. Trailer for your craws. I mean, craw imitation for your jigs. That's all it is. Big appendages coming off there. Mimic a crawfish. So when you're swimming out through the water, these are flapping, making sure it's there. Give it a smaller profile instead of throwing out one of those, you know, beavers. Some ribbon tails. Great for the retail. These are culprits. 7.5 inch. Then I just have, like I said, my favorite worm to throw. Power worm, Berkeley. Those are just black. And then I got some odds and ends here I'll show you in a second, and then we'll wrap up part 1 here. And like I said, bag them. Nothing wrong with boxing if you don't have a lot of plastics you're going with. Like I just said though, I just packed that all in this Ziploc bag here instead of throwing it into one of those plain old boxes there and having to, you know, lug that all around. If I don't want to take these, just pull the bag out. I don't have to. A couple more odds and ends in here. I was big in the Storm at one point. More ribbon tails. These have a built-in rattle in them. I don't even know if this is open or not. But it's a 6-inch ribbon tail. It's a pumpkin color. And it has a rattle actually built into the worm. Then I got some smaller 3-inch rigged swim baits. This is stuff I keep for a smaller profile. The bass are finicky and they don't want big baits. And these are crazy too. This is like a hybrid tube jig with a grub on it. Right here by Storm. I got ones that I have out of the package. Check it out. It's just like a tube jig. Pre-rigged. These are all pre-rigged. On a jig head there, in the tube, with a grub stuck on the end of it. I thought these were the coolest things ever. I mean, they catch fish, they're effective, you know. But I can't find these anymore either. So I'm hesitant to throw those. But awesome, awesome baits. This is like a pumpkin with chartreuse grub in there, and the other ones were like a black tube with a chartreuse grub on there. And that's basically what I have in my tackle box right now, set up for bass fishing. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stick around. We're going to do part 2. Like I said, I got a bunch of tackle in the basement yet that I don't have in here for bass lures. After that, we'll get into my musky lures. And then I got fishing coming up in a couple of days, so hopefully I'll be able to upload a video from that. And like I said before, we're going to do some Tackle Warehouse unboxings, some Mystery Tackle Box unboxings, and Lucky Tackle Box unboxings. So I hope you guys will stick around and check out those videos. And don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And we'll catch up with you guys later. And always, always keep fishing. No matter how tough it is, keep fishing. It'll happen. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in part 2. Bye.